and on LinkedIn. So let me just live stream that first and then kind of start all over again to make sure that we capture everybody and everything. I think we're live streaming now on YouTube and LinkedIn as well. So let me quickly start again. Welcome to the Master Your Exit live show. Big Exit. My name is Lynn, and I'm your host for today. On this Master Your Exit live show, we bring you practical insights, expert interviews, and tools to help small business owners like you prepare for your big exit. This live show airs every Tuesday at 7 a.m. PST, that's in Los Angeles, or 10 a.m. EST, that's in New York. If you're over there, say hi, let me know. 3 p.m. GMT. So if you're dialing in from London, good afternoon, 3 p.m. That's just about tea time, isn't it? Or 4 p.m. CET, which is Brussels time. Welcome to every single one of you, wherever you are in the world, for this Master Your Exit live show. Every show, we keep it very smart. Sorry, not smart, also smart. We'll keep it short and we'll keep it simple, 30 minutes maximum. Now, if you're tuning in on YouTube live or on our LinkedIn channel, welcome. If you have joined us live here in the virtual studio on Zoom, that's really awesome too. If that's the case, you can drop your questions related to exiting in the studio chat, and I'll be able to answer them live throughout the show today. And if you're catching this episode later, you can find more of the episodes on our website. If you go to thebigexit.co/master your exit shows, all the way at the top of the website, you will see shows, and there you can basically watch every single episode up till now. This is episode number 3 from the very first season. So welcome here. Oh, and by the way, we also have an audio version of every single Master Your Exit live show. So if you prefer to listen rather than watch, you can do that too on your favorite podcast platform. Now, on today's show, we are going to dive into a topic called owner dependence or owner independence, and specifically a little bit more about support. And there's a book I'd love to share with you. I don't think I've shared any books just yet, although I have written a couple of blog posts on books that you should read if you're looking to sell your business in the next couple of years. So feel free to go to thebigexit.co/blog, because there you will find a couple of blog posts where I'm referring to books related to exiting, preparing your business for an exit, and how to exit rich and how to exit big and all of these things. But the book that I want to share with you today has nothing to do with exiting, but it has everything to do with receiving, and specifically receiving support in your business. And receiving support in your business is super important because it will allow your business not only to grow, but it will make your business more sellable. I'll talk a little bit about that right now before I show you the book, which I have lying here next to me. So I'll show the cover in a minute. But if you are a small business owner and you are looking to prepare your business for an eventual exit, you want to sell it in this year or the next couple of years, or you never want to sell it, but you're looking to grow your business in a way that feels joyful and playful and not extremely stressed out, then basically having you as the owner being supported by a team of people to help you with, your mission and your impact and growing your business is crucial. But also, if you want to make your business sellable, I always say to people, one of the things that a buyer will look at is how dependent is the business on you as the owner. Now, if you're still very early stage in your business, you're probably wearing all of the hats. You're the CEO, you're the marketing director, you're the customer support representative, you're the accountant, and you're probably also the PR person. And you're also then delivering the goods or the services to the client. So In the beginning, when specifically, the clients at the big exit, most of them are bootstrapped clients, which basically means that the business has been funded with basically the money that the business is making, right? Like there's no external money from banks or investors involved in this business. And it basically often means that whatever growth is there in the business gets funded with the sales of the thing that it is that you're servicing your clients with. Now, in the beginning, when you're starting out and you might just be all by yourself or maybe with a co-founder, money is very tight. And when money is really tight, it means that you do all of the things in your business. You're all of these roles. You're a Jack or I think a Jane or a like you are the jack of all trades in your business doing all of the things. Now at some point when you're growing, it is time to build a small team. Often that's going to be a team of generalists, people who can do a few things to help you out in your business. And if you keep growing further and further, you'll probably be replacing the more generalist team members by specialists who really, can wear that hat of the marketing director, and somebody else wears that hat of being the accountant, and another person wears the hat of the customer service representative, etc., etc. So slowly but steadily, you are building your team. Eventually, that will also be a team supported by a management team. And you might just be in the role of CEO or eventually even being in the role of the owner rather than the CEO and are not doing any operational work within your business. It's kind of the growth trajectory where most small business owners go through. So by the time they sell their business, they're often the CEO in their business. And for a lot of our clients, they also still are involved in some operational parts of the business as well. Now, why is it important for you as the business owner to build a team around you? It's because when you want to sell your business, a buyer doesn't want to buy your job. The buyer who will buy your company will be the person who wants to buy your company, not your job. That's important to remember. That doesn't mean that there are no buyers out there that buy businesses where they want to buy a job. That also exists. And there's nothing wrong with that as well. You can have a buyer for your business who will basically take over your role as the CEO or whatever your role still is in the business. That's totally okay. The downside to that, though, is that most often these kinds of buyers are buyers who are not necessarily the ones that will pay the highest amount of money for your business. So most businesses that sell for top dollars, they don't sell to a buyer who's looking for a job. They sell to either a strategic buyer or a financial buyer, a private equity firm, a search fund, these kinds of buyers rather than buyers who are looking for a job. So depending on who you'd like to sell to and whether you want to sell for maximum value or not, the more your team is well established, the higher the chances are that you will be selling for top dollar. Now, this is not an episode today on hiring people or delegating people. This is an episode on how to allow support coming into your life and into your company to help you build your company and grow your company and scale your company and relieve or release you from all of the operational things that you might still be doing in your business. So the book I want to refer to, and the reason why I wanted to share this book with you today is if you've seen the previous episode of the Master Your Exit show, you saw our business partner, Graham Stephen, who's in charge of the business valuations that we do for our clients, independent business valuations. And he keeps on reminding me that one of the things that we do at the Big Exit, which is different to what most exiting advisors or exiting consultants or M&A advisors or whatever the term is that you would like to use. What we do different in the big exit is we not only help our clients to prepare for an exit, make their business more valuable, and make their business more sellable, we also help them go through that whole emotional journey of, slowly but steadily letting go of your business, even if you are not selling it just yet, but kind of slowly letting go and making sure that the business can stand on its own 2 feet without it being heavily dependent on you as the owner. And that's the reason why I brought this book with me today. And it might not resonate with a lot of you who are expecting very traditional advice on how to prepare a business for an exit. But for those of you who like to get different sorts of advice and maybe go a little bit down the more emotional route, I think this book is really a gem for you to potentially be reading. And I'm going to try to show it, but I see if the camera is going to be blurred. Oh, oops. You can't really. Oh, there it is. A very brief view that you had, but the book is called Infinite Receiving. And it's written by my dear friend Susie Ashworth from the UK. So it's called Infinite Receiving. It's a bestseller book. It's published with Hay House. So I guess that's the best kind of place if you want to buy it at Hay House Publishing. Or I'm pretty sure you can get it on Amazon as well, or go to one of her events because Susie Ashworth does a lot of live events as well. And they're really awesome and really cool. She has a whole vibe going on in these events. But the main theme for her to work on with her clients is all about receiving. And one of the chapters she highlights in this book is called Receiving of Infinite Support. And that's what I want to talk to you about today, because what I see with a lot of small business owners who have a small but mighty team, maybe 3 people, 4 people, 5 people, one of the things that I see recurring and coming back over and over and over and over again is the theme of letting go of more and more responsibilities and allowing for more support to come in. So that's the theme I always see coming back with clients. Can you let go of control and allow for more support to come in? And one of the things that when we talk about hiring your team for more responsibilities or delegating more of your responsibilities to your team, a lot of beliefs are popping up with small business owners that I want to highlight them to you because they might sound very familiar or not at all, and that's okay too. But for some of you, they will sound very familiar. And more than that, they are accurate. These are beliefs that you have that are holding you back to build a sellable and valuable business. So let's see if this aligns with you or if this resonates with you. But some of the beliefs that I hear is, if I don't do it, no one does it. Or no one does it better like me. Or my clients only want to work with me. My clients don't want to be serviced by somebody else but me. I am the only one who's holding it together. If I'm not doing it, then nobody is doing it. I always am the one who's picking up the slack after everybody else. These are all like beliefs that you might have in your own head or have vocalized, that's potentially true as well, about the support that you can allow yourself to receive in your business. Now, I want to highlight that because these are beliefs that we have that might be rooted in something that is true, experiences that you might have had in the past that have kind of got you to believe that story. Yet, one of the things that could help you on your journey with building a sellable business is for you to, first of all, know that you have this belief of like, if I don't do it, no one else does it, or no one does it better than me, or I'm always the one who's picking up the slack, or whatever it is for you to notice that you might have that belief. And I recognize that a lot. I'll share a story about that later on. But for you to recognize that that is what you tell yourself, or maybe you say it out loud to your partner or a friend or a trusted mentor or something like that, that recognizing it, seeing for what it is, which is a lens in which you look at the world, but might not necessarily be true, and how that is holding you back in growing your business and making it more independent of you. And then, therefore, being your own blocker or your own obstacle in building a business that is sellable. So, I started this conversation with mentioning that this might be slightly different kind of exiting advice that most, exit advisors might give you, and it might be a little bit more emotional or spiritual. But this is the thing that I see for a lot of small business owners holding them back in growing their business. Other things that they might say to me is, I don't find the right people. No one's good enough. No one is as good as I am. But all of these beliefs are kind of holding you back in growing and scaling your business and making it sellable. And I want to just bring this to your awareness. Likely, this belief comes, as I said earlier on, that, like it's rooted in something that you have experienced. Maybe you have hired, multiple customer support people. You're on your, third, fourth, fifth accountant. Maybe you have a executive assistant number 7 or something like that. And all these experience might put that belief into your head that no one's good enough. The right person is not out there because you've had these experiences. And that's allowed. It's normal. I think everybody does that. I think it took me a very long time before I could, how should I say that? It took me a couple of hires before I could see a pattern that was appearing. And the pattern that was appearing over and over again was the pattern that I can do it faster than this person that I hired. So why would I not do it myself? Because I do it in an hour whilst they need like 2 or 3 hours. This was a pattern that came back over and over and over again. Even when I was still in corporate, I remember one of my bosses saying to me or kind of mentoring me through this. I had a small team when I was in corporate. I was only like 23, 24 years old. I had a small team of, I think, 4 or 5 really amazing, gifted, talented, all women by coincidence supporting me in this role. They were all part of my team, and I was very eager to get results done. I was still very much a perfectionist at the time. Now I'm more of a recovering perfectionist, I would say. And I was complaining to my boss about, I cannot believe this person here in my team. It takes her so much time to get this thing done. Like I just want to take it like out of her hands and do it myself. And I always remember what my boss told me, or my mentor slash boss told me at the time. She said, you are not in this team leader position because you can do it twice as fast as your team member can. You are in this position because you have other skills, managing a team, coaching a team, supporting a team. And that is why you are in this position. not because you can do this work the fastest, this operational work. And it was a really big lesson for me. It's kind of like someone highlighted this limiting belief that I had, that I rather do it myself because it's done faster, or maybe you recognized it, this it's done better. No one can do it better than me. Um, and it took me being an entrepreneur and hiring my first couple of team members to realize that that pattern and that belief was still there, because it took me a little bit of time, probably a few hires, where I always kept saying, like, I mean, they're not fast enough. I can't believe, like, they take so much time to get this presentation done, or write this report, or like do this or do that. Why is it taking them so long? I'm also a very impatient person. um, but then I came to see that it was actually me who was saying this about all these different people, which made me realize that it's probably my thing rather than it is their thing. And this might be different for you as a business owner. You might have other beliefs that is kind of like holding you back to grow your team. This one was particularly mine, and more came about in the last 15 years since I've been a small business owner and I've been an entrepreneur. Like, there's just different versions of that same belief that is coming back and back and back and back, and isn't allowing me to kind of hire the right kind of people for my team and to expand and to grow. So that's the thing that I wanted to highlight on this Master Your Exit show. And I feel like I could be talking about this for hours. And I feel my friend Susie Ashworth, who's written the Infinite Receiving book, maybe we should get her as a guest here on this show, because I do feel like there's just so much to uncover here and so much we could talk about this thing. But the main thing is, I mean, we started this Master Your Exit show talking about owner dependence. Owner dependence is necessary if you want to sell your business for top dollars. If you are still wearing multiple hats in your business, whether that's doing marketing, or whether that's servicing clients, or whether that is packing goods, whatever it is that you do, your next step in growing your business and making your business more sellable and more valuable is for you to step out of that role and hire either someone new, or delegate this activity or this task to somebody already existing in your team. That's the step for you to take. And this is a wake-up call for you to be mindful of the potential limiting beliefs that you might have that are holding you back in growing your team. But it's crucial. If you want to, I cannot stretch this enough. If you want to sell your business for top dollar, you need to have not only a team in place, but a management team in place. And you should not be doing any of the operational work anymore. That being said, I'm preaching this, but I also still have operational things that I do in my own business, of course, because we're still a very small and mighty team at the Big Exit as well. Like, for example, doing this Master Your Exit live show, right? Like, that's one of the things that I'm doing operationally within the Big Exit as well. So I'm not here to preach. That I do all the right things and I know exactly what to do, or I might know what to do in terms of building a valuable and sellable business, but I also know how challenging and how lengthy the process can be in hiring and delegating operational tasks that you might still have as a business owner. But let this be your wake-up call for you to grow your team, and be aware of the limiting beliefs that are holding you back to actually do that. So that's what I wanted to share with you on this Master Your Exit live show. If you don't have the book yet, which I probably think maybe not, because it's got nothing to do with exiting, but it's definitely one you should be checking out. Yips. Yeah. Infinite Receiving, Susie Ashworth, go for it, I would say. And let's see if we maybe can get her on the show as well. But that's it for now. That's a wrap for this week's episode of the Master Your Exit live show. Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you're leaving with some valuable insights to help you prepare for your big exit. Remember, you can catch the replay of this episode and every single one of the other episodes on our website, thebigexit.co/master your exit shows, or listen to the audio version on your favorite podcast platform. Now, I'd love to hear from you as well. Send in your exit questions before next week's episode by heading to thebigexit.co/master your exit sign up. And you can sign up there and you can leave your questions for this show so we can answer them live on future episodes. We'll be back next Tuesday at 7 a.m. in Los Angeles, 10 a.m. New York, 3 p.m. London, or 4 p.m. Brussels time, with more tips, expert interviews, and tools to help you master your exit. Until then, keep building, keep preparing, and I'll see you next week.